Are we ready? I know I am. So, whether or not you are, it's time for another episode of the Indie Tales Game Dev live stream. Hey, my name is Adam. You are the Pixel Pals. I've already said the name of the show, so without further ado, it's time to go. Welcome, everyone, to the Friday edition of the stream. Got a shorter stream today because I got the boys coming over. We're playing some Soulsborne games at about 6 o'clock. Usually that's when I wrap up, so I'm going to wrap up about half an hour before then. What else? I have been working on Insignia this morning, mostly working on patches for the build that I put out yesterday. Lots of little things to fix, particularly regarding input remapping. So that's fun. I want to say a big welcome to everybody who's here in chat right now. We've got Krautesh is here, getting in early before I even go live. Voidplane is here. Too Good, Too Can. Welcome. Big thanks to anybody who's watching on YouTube as well, on the VOD or live on the stream. Big thanks, most of all, to Luscious Nature for the most recent follow and Magnus Haug for the most recent subscription. Welcome. All right, let me introduce you to this challenge that I've got today. It's always a new challenge with Adam C. Eunice. So this one's a real stinker. Okay, it's to do with key bindings. It's not easy, and hopefully I've kind of got it solved, but there's like 3 problems, and I'm solving them like one at a time. So let me kind of explain this to you first. So the first thing is that people want to be able to rebind their buttons. That's fine. I accept that. But because the game started as a gamepad-based game, and now it's moving to support keyboard, there are things that people want to do with the keyboard that's not like compatible with how the gamepad works. So one of those things is multiple bindings. So having one button be bound to multiple options, or multiple buttons bound to one option. Things like that. Now, some of that is like not really user options, it's just like baked into the game. So for example, the jump key and the menu OK button are the same button. Like you press jump to go through the menu, and that makes sense on a gamepad because obviously it's just this button, right? No matter what, you're just pressing OK, and that's also the jump button. So it makes sense there. And you can think about these 4 groups as 4 different context maps almost. So like the menu actions don't happen at the same time as the gameplay actions. They're just different things. So you can have, it makes perfect sense to be able to bind these to whatever you want and these to whatever you want, including whatever this is bound to, right? So you can overlap the bindings for this and this, but you can't overlap the bindings for jump and the up key, right? You can't have up and jump be the same thing because one looks up, the other jumps up. They're conflicting actions. So these ones can't be bound to each other. What that means is I need to find a way to effectively, I guess we could just physically swap these with these, and that's fine. The way I present this to the user is one thing. But the problem is, what happens when you bind something that's already bound? That's the current problem. So, for example, if I want to bind the jump key to enter, okay, the return key. Currently, return is what fires the menu. It toggles the menu. So if you bind this to what this is, does this go away? Does this get swapped with whatever jump used to be? That's currently how I'm planning on having it be. And I think swapping makes the most sense. You know, you're just forced to like figure it out. We could make it clear so that it does nothing and then you rebind it. But I think swapping is the most straightforward thing because it keeps all the bindings bound, right, to something. So that makes sense. However, if you say you want to change the menu key to Z and jump is Z and menu submit is also Z, right? These two are bound the same. Then this should swap with both of these, as in menu becomes Z, jump becomes return, submit becomes return. That's right. There is soft locking stuff that's happening here. Yes. So my goal is for it to be live, if I can make it live, so that there's no mode-based switching. It's just like what you're doing is doing it. So the challenge is, how do we resolve these problems? Well, menu is kind of like, I guess we could rebind. We could lock this button so that you can't rebind menu. It's possible. Currently, that would help me out because I've got the escape key on this, and when you rebind this to something else, it's now got two bindings: the something else and the escape key. No haircut. I just had a shower. So the thing is, this is like enter, and it's escape. You just think that should never be rebound. You just think that should stay there forever. That might actually solve a lot of my problems. Does that fix everything? Nothing can be bound to menu and escape, and nothing menu and the menu button. Sorry, nothing can be bound to return and escape, and the menu is always bound to return and escape, and it's locked. That could save me. That could save me. I think I don't have to do anything else if that's all it is. There is one other thing, but I'll see if I can resolve that a different way. Let me just start with that. I really like that as a heuristic. Let's do that. So what I'll do is I'll have an option here. Public bool locked. And then okay, I think we got some options here. Good. Oops, different thing here. This one. Has this got an update? It does. Hey, Meowch. They might go. It might go well today. We'll see. It's been really slow so far. I haven't been sleeping that well last couple of days. And today I feel, it's weird. I feel rested, but I also feel a bit foggy and confused. Like I don't feel tired or irritable, just like I can't focus. So I'm just hoping that I can get through this next. I think I'm waking up a little. I just had a shower. I had some lunch. My body has what it needs, I think, the fuel that it needs to do the next few hours. So nice. So you can't remap that. Good. And actually, what I'd really like to do is this get binding display is going to return a string. Yeah, well, I've been trying to lose a bit of weight, and I've been doing something like intermittent fasting. Like I've been sort of just skipping breakfast really. And it has been working. I've been losing consistent weight I'll tell you what happened. This is really quick side story. I'm not getting distracted, but what happened was I was going to the doctor once every so often, and for the last 2 or 3 years, every time I'd go, my cholesterol was like a little bit high, and my weight has been a little bit high, like just a little bit overweight every 6 months, just creeping in the wrong direction. And like I'm 34, but cholesterol shouldn't be an issue for someone my weight. So I think I must have like a bit of a predisposition for higher cholesterol. My dad has slightly high cholesterol, and I just started feeling like, man, I'd look in the mirror and I'm like, this is not what I want to look like. Like it's not quite right. So I don't really carry it you can't tell, but I was putting on weight in other places. So I just was like, what am I eating wrong? Like I'm eating like 3 square meals a day. I'm not really snacking that much. I'm not exercising that much. But I just couldn't figure it out. And then the thing that was the easiest to change, and obviously the culprit, was breakfast, because I was having cereal for breakfast the way I had it since I was a kid. Full cream milk, and not like sugary cereal, but the thing is, all cereal is sugary. Like even if, or if not sugary, it has carbohydrates in it, like a lot of it. Like, so I would have like, like Sultana bran. You think bran is fiber, but like bran is also, I think it's wheat. And it's got sultanas in it, which is sugar. So that plus full cream milk, there's like an extra like 600 calories that I'm just consuming at breakfast for nothing, just like first thing in the morning. So that, just cutting that, and I have breakfast now like 2 or 3 times a week, and I'll have like 2 eggs. Like I'll just have something, or like a piece of toast and an egg, and I've been losing like a pound a week for the Americans, like a kilo every 2 weeks. So it's been good. I've lost like 4 kilos in the last month and a half, 6 weeks maybe. So yeah, it's been good, but it means, I think like this morning particularly, like because I didn't really eat, I didn't really sleep that well. I'll have like a tea in the morning, but like I don't think that was enough this morning. And I can see now I'm tired. I think I've still got a bit of sleep debt. So like I got rest last night, but not quite enough. So anyway, that's why I'm trying to focus now while my energy's in a good spot, and I got some caffeine, so I think I should be okay. All right. Wow, that's great. 40 pounds is amazing. So, this is good. Our concern is I want this to also say escape. I just think that's important too. So when we send the binding display, right now, I think I'm just returning as soon as there is a code, send it. But instead, I think what we'll do is say like string name, return string equals nothing. And then I think instead we say return string plus equals this. If return string, is greater than 0, do that. And then oh, that's not great. Is this right? That's not too bad. That's what I want. But I don't think this right shift should be there. Rewired. I think this can go. I'm getting rid of it. 3, 2, 1. See you later. Cool. Hang on. I got to remove. Where is it? Sorry, one sec. I gotta go to app data, roaming, local low, up on hill, Insignia, input, keyboard, delete that. Still right shift M. Interesting. Why is that? Players, player 1, joystick map 0, joystick maps 0, 0. Whoa. Oh, that was a keyboard map. But I don't know if I use these. Oh, geez. So right shift is gone. Right? Yeah. But maybe this should also go. Right shift is select, delete. Right shift is select, delete. Right shift is select, delete. Joystick maps. That's fine. That's not going anywhere. Custom controller, layouts, maps, no. Save that. I'm pretty sure that's all I have to do. And as long as I delete this, I think it should work. Yes, good. Good. Okay. So, oh, because that's the custom one. Okay, so now you can't bind those. And then the next thing I want to do is make it so that you can't bind you can't bind anything to those numbers. So on key map menu, rebind, start rebind if input down get button A, yep, and then finish rebind with a key code. So if keyboard get key down code, if code equals key code dot escape, or code equals, yeah, those can also go. All right, let's try that. Nice. I don't know what that is, but let's try that again. Good. Good. I think that's it. I think we solved that. And then if I make this like Z, these become D. I can make this, I guess menu submit becomes D now. So now that's like, make that I. And then this D. I want target to be, Z. Okay, I want this to be Z. Actually, let me take it back. I want this to be D. Yeah, good. And then I want this to be Z. Nice. That's totally doable. Actually, that's literally what I would want. Save it. Unbreakable. Perfect. Unbreakable. I think we got there, chat. You saved me so much work just now. Seriously. Thank you. Was that Meowge who made that suggestion? Who was it? No, it was Too Good To Can. Thank you so much, Too Good To Can. Oh, dude, that's huge. I think that saves me a bunch of energy. Locks, menu, and escape keys from being rebound. Okay. I think now I don't. What should my patch policy be? Should that be an immediate patch? Roll and the rebinds should be called sprint. Yeah, that's something we can do. Some of these have multiple things that they do. It's not just roll. It's like a ton of them have multiple options. It's a tough one. Run and roll. And then attack could be like, I mean, it could be combat even. You gotta roll. It's hard. I think I'm okay. What do you reckon, chat? Like, what is it in Dark Souls? Is there a sprint? What is the circle, which is B, which is cancel? Dash, backstep, roll. Okay. Okay, they literally do have the slashes. I'll take that then. No, they're not two different actions. They're the same. They're the same button. Sorry. That's just the way it is in this game. They're not separate things. They're the same thing. Because the behavior of the button is locked with the assumption that they are the same. I won't explain further. Like attack is like attack and guard. So should I call it that? Like there's lots of things that do different things if you hold the button or tap the button. Also like jump is like climb if you're on a ledge. Up is also look up, you know? Inspect is also like use. So I'm not going to do slashes for everything because it's just it doesn't make any sense. That for now, that's that. I'm not changing it anymore. Inspect should be called interact. It's a lot of suggestions, Davey. I think, what do you think? Inspect or interact? Does anyone have any strong opinions about the difference between those two things? It's the same action, but what do you think I should call it? Well, it's like if there's a item, it picks up the item. If it's a chest, it opens the chest. If it's a person, it talks to the person. If it's a sign, it reads the sign. All right. You get your interact. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I was coming from, I think. Yeah. Well, it's not action because action can be, definitely combat could be action. I think interact is fine. It's fine. Secondary left-right movement in the UI is set to rations and target. Bad for rebinding. This is a tough one. I can do it. But I don't know what to do. The idea here is that Davy Jones is saying that they want... So on the controller, this button and this button cycle through, they zoom the menu in and out, zoom up, zoom down, zoom up, zoom down. So like in and out. And they are when you have the paper, the book menu, they flip the pages of the book. So like next, 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 previous, previous, previous. They can't be the directional buttons because that's different. They have to be like top line navigation, next and previous. Right now, those two actions are also bound to, they're just these two buttons there. So should there be an additional binding that's called something else, like maybe here, 2 extra inputs that are called like menu, I mean, what would you even call them? Like UI next, UI previous? Like, so they do, like, right now I'm happy with how they work on a controller, but this is starting to get to the point where like you get what you get. You know, like, I don't know what to, is this really that important? For me, the issue that I have with this is that, do I think I'll port to Mac? There has been a Mac port. I might still port to Mac, possibly, but it's not a platform that's very popular for gaming these days. I would need a Mac to export the game to Mac, and I don't have one at the moment. At least not one that's active in the last, it's more than 10 years old. Okay, so the problem I'm having now with this conversation is, if I force you into a model and you learn inside of that model, that's fine. Okay, you can even rebind inside of that model. But if you try to change the model, not the bindings, but the model for your own interests, now I have to support whatever model you want to create. But that's not how the game is set up. So like, if you say, oh, what I want to do is set the jump key to also be the menu zoom in key, that's not how it works. Like, it's not set up to do that. I could technically make that happen, but it's not supposed to work that way. So like, for me, when I'm playing on keyboard, I have the target and the rations bound on the keyboard in a way that mirrors this. I have that as A and D for your fingers. It's like your index and your ring finger. That's what I have these two buttons set to. So they are opposite each other. If you don't want to think about it that way, I feel like that's your problem. Like, I can't support whatever thing you come up with. So I think, like, if you want, you can change them, but change them to something that makes them opposite each other, because they are opposite each other in the game. That's how they're designed to be. You think so, McChocket, but I really don't think that I can support that. I don't think I can allow that, because you don't know, when you change these, you don't know what you're setting them to. And like, it's not, I just don't, like, what's the equivalent here? Like, you press, because the thing is, now you're setting actions, right? Like, for me, target and rations right now, when I'm setting up new things in the game, it's consistent. Like, target and rations being menu advance and menu zoom, the model enforces you to think about them, right? It's like, this is that, that's that. If I pause it, this is that, that's that. If I go to the menu, this is that, that's that. There's a model that I'm enforcing that means that there's now 6 bindings that are bound to 2 buttons in a way that makes sense. It makes sense with a gamepad, right? Because they're opposite each other. So you don't have to think about the 6 things or other things, right? Maybe later in the game, I've got a menu, like, let's say later on, you go to some filter screen, and you want to tab through a bunch of filtered options inside of like a quest thing. If the model has been established, you get the same thing, right? If the model is the same, is consistent, you don't have to relearn those buttons, and you don't have to see you don't have to go here and relearn different mappings every single time, because I've given you a model that's consistent. Whereas if I give you different actions for different keys for everything, now it's like, on what basis should you as the user be responsible for knowing how to bind them, how to rebind them? Like, because now I've got to label them, you've got to understand what the label means, you've got to bind it yourself, and then you have to sort of like know inherently which other bindings this thing was supposed to be semantically related to, but now that you've changed it, that semantic relationship's gone. Like, I don't think that the player should be allowed to break the model for themselves. Again, if it's an accessibility question and you want to be able to rebind these buttons to whatever two buttons you like, I'm happy to do that. But to start fraying the models and reshuffling them in ways that are different, I don't know if I agree with that. I'm very conscious of that. That feels like a step too far. Yeah, I just don't think, like, maybe I'll just put another slash here. Your gameplay model and menu model should be separated. It's not a game, it's just the model. It's the game's interaction model. That's what it is. The point is that they are intentionally not separated to enforce a model. That's the point. The game is just the game. It's not supposed to be. Why would I need you to learn two things if you only have to learn one? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, why would I separate up, down, left, right walking from up, down, left, right in the menu? I could, but why would I want you to have the power to do that? How does that benefit you? Not in terms of power. Like, yeah, it's more control for the user, but why is more control good in that context? That's what I'm concerned with. I can rename these. I think that's fair, but I don't think that they should be separate binds. And I don't know what I should name them, but I'm going to need a reason why you think they should be separated in this context. I mean, these are the buttons. There's not going to be more buttons than this, in my opinion. I think this is what you get. Hey, NZ, how's it going? I'm considering even giving these labels like UI, menu, navigation, action. But they're already, you know, they're already pretty. And I might even just call this, well, M is supposed to be menu. I don't know if that's obvious. It could be UI. It's fine. I don't want to over-explain. I'm leaving it where it is. All right, what else? Looks like that's all we've got as far as open feedback right now. Which engine? Unity. We get PAL in Australia. Good question. All right, I'm going to patch this maybe by the end of the stream. If anybody has any feedback about any other aspect of the demo that I can action, now is your chance to do that. If you have played the demo and you have some feedback. About broken things specifically. But if there's any like not content, if it's something that's like content based, I might not be able to help you. But if it's like this broke for me, then we can take a look. Particularly, I think I had someone, was it recently? 9.0 story mode. Even I exited and rejoined and I didn't even roll and the game thought I did and praised me even though I dealt damage, lol. I don't know what that is. Story mode. Even though I roll, it doesn't let me proceed. Thoughts on Big Walk. I haven't played it. My brother has it. He's been playing it. Hey, Mubin. Oops. Shouldn't be able to skip that. This game? You can't buy this game on Steam, so it's all good. Okay, it looks like you can't spam through that, so on my little test, that's fine, but I'm sure someone screwed it up somehow. That's not what you do. I don't know what could screw that up for the player. It's actually very difficult. It's so hard to break that. So I was using a macro. Nah, because it's based on the player state. So the feedback was this. They were saying, in story mode, even though I roll, it doesn't let me proceed. I exited and rejoined, and I didn't even roll, and the game thought I did and praised me even though I dealt damage. I don't know what that means. I can't interpret that. But it's probably worth checking something really quickly. Hang on a sec. Did I screw that for myself? No. Sweet. That shouldn't save until... Oh, okay. Well. Wait, actually, that might be because I loaded the game. I think I have to go like this. Okay. I think it should be fine. I don't think you can... I think if you quit and come back, it will just go to the last time you saved, and I don't think it saves in this moment. So if you somehow screw this up, close the game and reopen it, I think you're okay. Yeah, it's unfortunate that you can do that. But that's just the way it is. Yeah, I'm happy with that. See you, Meowj. Hey, Texupt. Oh, it is Texupt. It's not Texpert. Texupt. Texupt RT. Tech support. That's what it was. Tech support. Dude, my brain cannot read your name. How you doing? I don't hate you. Okay. Well, I think we could probably do another build and quickly push it. I don't see a reason why not. I don't know how things got added to the build though. Did I add a bunch of scenes to the build? Hang on. Insignia graph. None of those are added. None of them are added. None of them are added. Nope. So hang on a sec. It's just these? That's 130 scenes? How did we do that? Oh, hang on. No. Some of these get double added. Yeah, look at this. Dude, I gotta fix that. No, that's actually a custom tool that I built with a friend. I'm building that we're gonna list on the Unity asset store. This doesn't exist in base Unity. Okay, so is there like an add to build thing we can do here? Pre-build scene selection. Where's my... Okay. No. Is there like a plus equals or like dot add? Add to build. Edit to build settings dot scenes equals ls. Okay. This is a problem because this doesn't check if it's already added to the build. So this lives in... And what is this? Is this struct? It's a class, iComparable. That's what I want. So this is all of the scenes. This is the one we're trying to add. Where are we? Scene reference. When do we use scene reference? Node view has one. Okay. Right. Okay. Sure. Let's try that. But I also am not sure about there's a lot of add to build, remove from build. Is this the same thing? This is in scene reference. This is in node context menu. And it's the same check. That's not very good. You need to be careful of that. Same thing here. It's a more important check. Okay. Add scenes to build for each of the scenes. Yeah, same thing here, I think. What is this? Scene reference. Set build scene state. Add build scene. What the heck? Scene reference property drawer. That's probably fine. I think that's fine. Okay. So what I want to do is remove all of the scenes from the build. By going to build settings, taking this, going all the way down here, delete, delete, nothing. Okay. Then I want to, not yet. We're like at the final little bit, but we haven't released it yet. So I want to add these to the build. And then I want to add all of this to the build. And nothing more. That and that. Minus these. Okay. Yo, McChuckett, that's a long response. I mean, that's like, it took you ages to respond there. Let me make sure I can have time to read it properly before I respond. One sec. So, system warning goes to the very top. That's super critical. That's the most important thing, that's first. Everything else should be okay. Save that, build it. When you do versioning, is bug fix? What do they usually do? Is it the third one? Patches. So 0.9.2 is what we're going to be doing. Wait. Before we do that. Cool. So, McChocket, I'm going to respond to that. As a player, I would be mad if I couldn't rebind a menu key without also changing a gameplay key. It just comes off as a poorly made PC port. Like the devs didn't bother doing proper key rebindings and just assumed that a gamepad button equals a keyboard key. I can't really find a good argument besides how I feel, but it seems so obvious to me. If you look this up on Google, I'm sure you're going to find people arguing for this better than me. The thing is, your sentiment, I think, is valid, but I don't think that my bet, based on my experience, is that you don't realize how limited keybinds are in video games already, in games that you like. That's what I think. I think that what you think you want is something that you don't typically get. Even if idealistically I agree with the value that you are expressing, that, hey, this is UI stuff, this is gameplay stuff, like they're just different things. I get that, but I don't think that even shipped, very popular video games think that way. Like in practice, I don't think it bears out. So like, Hollow Knight gives you these, right? This is all you get. It doesn't even say like menu stuff. Maybe because you click through the menu? I'm not really sure. But these are like very limited. Hey, Too Good to Can. That's all good. Right. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I think it's easier to like look at the game that I'm making and say, here's a thing that I can poke at, and because it's a work in progress game. And so like, here's the value that I have, here's the way you're doing it. You should push it more towards what I think is valuable. And you can do that with most media, especially finished media. If you watch a movie, you go, I wish they had done this instead of that. But it's also not that sentiment. Sometimes it can't be made, it can't be expressed in a way that's fully conscious of like the problem space that needed to be solved to even get it to where it is. So like for me, I don't know if I can give you what you want. Full stop. I don't know if I can give you what you want, even though I agree with what you want in principle. I don't think in practice it would be better than what I have, though it would be more work. So it's almost like I would almost prefer that you think this way about my game than to bring you along the journey of why it needs to be this way. Like, because you being mildly annoyed is probably better than you sitting down for like 3 hours and going like, oh, well, and joining me on the problem and then like eventually being convinced of why I'm doing it this way or whatever. I don't know. Like, it's just not something that I want the player to have to think about that much. So like being like mildly annoyed is like whatever. If it's an actual usability thing, that's different. Like if it changes the play experience, different story. If like I make it so that you have to like spam a button instead of hold a button, or like I bind it so that it changes what the game actually is. That's one thing. And I do think that this stuff, the problem is that like, this is the core problem, right? With this whole conversation, and the reason why I'm just trying to get out of it as soon as possible is I can control, my goal is to control the scope of the game, right? The scope of the game is a thing. There's stuff that's inside the scope, there's stuff that's outside of scope. All kinds of things other games do and whatever, that's just different to what my game is. And when I give the player customization, I'm giving the player space to affect that scope of how the game feels, of what the game is. So as a developer, I need to now support all of this extra things that you could do that could make the gameplay worse or better for you or whatever. And the problem with that is that I can't guarantee, this requires me to teach you how this works. It requires me to make sure that all the different things are good, that there's no way to make it worse. I have to sort of give you a way to back out of it if you screw it up. There's like so much extra stuff here in player customization that is a big can of worms for me. And like it's not even something that I have empathy over as the developer, because I develop it the way that it works for me. So I can't even make a good decision about how wide this circle should be, nor can I make everybody happy. The challenge is, I was talking about models before. The concept of a model versus like a binding versus an action. A model means this, right? If you go to a website and you see it looks something like this, do you know what happens when you press that? I don't have to tell you what this is. I don't have to tell you how it works. You just know what happens when you press it. It's a model. It's a frame of thinking about something based on a set of rules, basically, heuristics, like invisible rules that we all seem to understand because things work that way in the past or whatever. And as long as the model is consistent across different websites, across different whatever interactions, that what you call interaction model can be learned, can be used. There's like language there that gets established that makes it easy for us to keep the interaction going without me having to stop and explain it to you, or you having to like read a manual or anything. So by that same token, Insignia is made with a model of a controller in mind. It is a game that is a console game. You can have a keyboard binding, and it's okay for me to translate this and say, okay, no. You can do what you want with this, and I can give you different buttons. But like aspects about the UI model, the idea that like there is a button for zooming in and out, this is out, that's in, or there's a book. This goes to the next page, this goes to the previous page. Or there's the controller mapping for these two buttons is there's a left shoulder and a right shoulder. This is valuable even if you're not using a controller. This like relationship between like left and right, left and right, left and right. And I made choices on purpose so that you could use it with that in mind. If I break these, if I let this be rebound to something different to this, to something different to this, I'm giving you the opportunity to break the model for yourself that I'm trying to help you understand that should be consistent. Like I've identified and designed it to be consistent. So if I let you change it so that it's inconsistent, now you can make this be like this. You can make this be like this. And you as a player are not a designer, and you didn't design this game, even if you are a designer. So you don't actually know when you're staring at this menu where you see like the bindings, you don't really understand the relationship between these that would affect this model. So why would I let the player influence a decision that's going to affect their ability to learn the system when they don't have the information on this screen to even make that decision? You don't have enough context. So I can do a better job of explaining this. But I don't think it's a good idea to let you swap these bindings from each other. I just think like it should be these are the same, because they were designed that way, not just for the game controller, but as a consistent model across the game. That's how they're designed. If I don't have a model, every new interaction you need to contend with, and it just makes the menus more complicated. It makes your internal understanding of the game more complicated. Doesn't make any sense to me to do it that way. Okay, we are going to, whoa. Why did Insignia show up on my second monitor? You disagree? Well, I'm sorry that you disagree. I wish you didn't disagree, but I don't know. How do I fix that? What the hell? The game is showing up on my other monitor. How to choose? What the heck? Unity game, choose monitor. What the heck? Is this my main monitor? I actually don't know how this is set up. One sec. It's monitor. That's monitor 1. So why doesn't the game run on monitor 1? I've never seen that before. Dude. Actually, I think I can do this. Alt enter. That fixed it. Okay. Okay. That'll do. She jumps with middle mouse. That's something, huh? Who's jumping with middle mouse button? What game did she play that made that the way she plays it? World of Warcraft? Okay. Stream's gonna get a bit slow for a second. Don't worry. Okay, that was really quick. Dude, I seem to be able to make changes so quickly these days. If I can push this to Steam already, amazing. Manage your playtest, builds, default. Set build live. Yes. Then they send me a text. Okay. And now the build is live. It's a bit dangerous. I don't have like an internal testing track for this. So if anyone's like, I don't know. I feel like I might be doing too much. Let's make sure the game works. So far, so good. Good. Sorry, you can't see this yet. Yep. Okay, that's live. All right. Let me just do something else. Patch notes. Patch notes made. Okay, patch complete. Ta-da. Okay. Hey, Cracked. You like the playlist? The playlist is from gamechops.com. You can grab it from YouTube, their Game Chops study playlist. But this one actually is composed by myself. You can see it here. It's just a bunch of albums that I have downloaded, that I've purchased through the Game Chops label, that I have the license to play here on the stream. So yeah, there's a few artists that work under the label and all of their music is free to stream. So I usually purchase the albums and then from there I just add them to the playlist. So I'm just randomizing those, and they're the lo-fi ones, is the ones that I usually pick. They're just good study music. Okie dokie. We can do a Funsies gameplay stream right now. I have like 2 hours. Lies of P was a game that we had been playing. I'm going to be working this weekend, and I've got friends coming over at 6. So we've got like 2 hours we can play this if we want. A little AoE 2. AoE 2 is not installed on this PC anymore as of March. I have not had AoE 2 installed for a hot minute for reasons for my mental health. We could play a little chess. It's been a while since we played chess. I've been back on the chess wagon the last little while. I sort of found myself. Let me see. You want to play some chess? We can play some chess. I uninstalled Age of Empires. Jesus. Hey, that was easy. We could play a game. I've been playing 10-minute games recently. Where is my play? Play online. I've been playing not 3-2, just 10 minutes. My ratings is pretty decent these days. Besides Game UI database, do you know of any other useful databases for games for UI? No, not really. Shall we? Let's do it. All right, I'm going to focus. I love this little gambit. They take... Oh, they didn't take it this time. Okay, well, then I got to watch out for this thing. It's not a big deal usually, though, right? It's it's zoomed in differently to what I'm used to. Okay, well, we're playing passive today. I think I will take that. How did you soft lock with the new demo keybinds? How'd you do that? Oh, I thought I fixed those. That's sad. Did you have to try hard at least to do that? Was it at least difficult? What did you rebind down to? Can't you just use that key then to go down? This is not a problem. Why am I worried about this guy? There's nothing to worry about. I should just go for it. He's adding noise that I don't need to be too concerned with. It is still a tight game though. Well, let's get the night out. Hey, Awaken! Thank you so much for the follow or sub, the YouTube sub. The other keybind stole the down key. Which thing did you? What was previously? I don't know. We'll talk about it after this. I get a sneaky check here if I'm good. Because you got to move the knight somewhere. Queen comes out. What am I doing with this bishop? Yeah, we do this. And then this bishop's gone. See ya. That was pretty. That's pretty classy. Pretty swish. Oh, use it to block. Damn it. Oh, that sucked. It blew up my plans. Okay. Nothing really good there for me to do. Other than maybe steal this square. Let's have a look. Can I do anything? It'd be great if I could add a defender or something. That was so lucky they had that. I think I'll take this square. I think this is better for me. And this pawn is actually good where it is. It doesn't actually save me. I think this should have been this rook. Whoops. Oh, there's something really scary coming up. This could put him very much on the defensive. It does, I mean, this pawn's already kind of gone anyway. Yeah, I think I know my next move. There's no down option now. The other keybind stole the down key. Now down is empty. Which other... So could you, Davy Jones, maybe just write a little report for that? Because I don't understand how you did that. Yep, cheers. That's fine. This creates this sight line here, which is valuable for later. It's fine if you take, because I take. Yeah, I think this is going to be a... Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Yeah. It's... Check. You got to move the king. That's just your only option. Unless, what, you could bring this back, but why would you do that? I guess he's thinking about it. Oh, king out. Okay. And then queen goes up here. I could have checked again, but then he goes across. I don't really want to do that. My goal is to kill this bishop. That's my win condition right now. Takes. But you can't take. This is amazing, this knight. Oh, I really needed that. That was so clutch on his behalf. He's so good. You gotta move the king here, right? I'm sort of running out of good options here. I think this has got to be my next move. Unless I'm missing something really obvious. I think I'm okay. The knight's gone. The knight's got no option. There's nothing stronger they can do to threaten me here. Everything else is protected. There's no check. I think I'm winning this game. Honestly, his best move might be to move it here to attract the queen away, because this is getting kind of lethal once the queen comes in. Not lethal, but scarier. And actually, I don't need to be desperate. I can just chill. Like, I'm up on time, and I'm going to be up on material. So I don't even need to think about it. This is just kind of GG. Just by attrition. I can flag this guy out 3 minutes from now. Is he just stalling me? Is he actually giving up and just not going to make a move? Let's check general chat. Okay. No worries. Davey, when I'm ready for you whenever. Knight c3. This one? It's not my turn. It's their turn. Even if they put it in c3, there's... Wow, they're just going to lose it. They're just going to take it. Okay, well, I guess I just take the knight. You know what? I can even just leave the suspense here if I want. Does it even hurt me to do that? Let's think about it. We've got 3 minutes. If I push the pawn, the bishop kind of gets an angle, but it's not that big of a deal. if I don't push the pawn, he comes in here, and then he's got like... Maybe this creates a bit of a problem for me, but I'm not even that concerned about it. He doesn't get to choose which one he takes, so it's not a problem. Now, I think I want to start... I really want to get rid of this bishop. Maybe the plan here is to go get the queen out of the way. Yeah, here we go. Look at this. Oh, dude. This is about to get brutal. Honestly, I think if I chuck my guy away, it might even be better. Okay. What's next? Let's go back this way. Then here. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, that could be dangerous for me. But actually, kind of hilarious if I do nothing. It's made in one. But it's also made in one here. So I have to move the queen. But I can't move the queen. Did I just hang made in one? Nah, we're good. Queen comes back over here, we're fine. Whoa! I hung checkmate. Oh, I'm so bad. Dude. Oh, wow. It happens. Damn. Might be. All right, one more. Holy shit. Oh, not rematch. Cancel that. New 10 minutes. It's that easy to do. I should have checked that. Oh, I was playing so well that whole game. I just got too... It got too complicated. I don't think I want to do that. Are we really taking the queens off the board so early? Dude, that was so silly. What are you trying to do, buddy? I think this guy's not going to be good. Unless he's trying to do something smart that I can't see. Okay. Do we double the pawns for free? That feels like a really dangerous move for him to have to deal with. How do you deal with that? You got to move the queen. You lose your bishop. Am I crazy? I know I'm creating a channel here that's scary. Gotta be very careful about my king side. But actually that's... Oh my gosh, you idiot. Why would you let me do that? What? Dude! What? What was the plan? What the hell just happened? What game is this? Where are you trying to go, dude? I mean, genuinely, I could just throw the queen away and I'm still gonna win this. Do I even need to be careful? If I push this forward, I queen on the next turn. No, can't do that. Here? Or is it valuable for me to be blocking this? Because if he pushes the pawn, I take, he takes with check. It's a bit dangerous for me. It's not that dangerous, but it's a little dangerous. So I just do this and carefully just... I can't really reroute that. But anyway, he can't... if he pushes the pawn, I just take with the... Do I just take it? Or force... No, I can't do that. All right, I'm just going to go here. He doesn't really have an option anywhere else. Yeah. And then what? I just push the pawn? Dude, I'm literally gonna lose this game the same way I lost the last game. I mean, that doesn't really bother me. You're gonna take this? You're gonna trade that for that? Or are you trying to get in with the rook? No. Is there even another fork or check or anything for him at this point? Did you bring the knight back just to threaten the queen? Just to say you did something? It's not a bad move. Okay, he's not going to do it anyway. Dude, I freaking saw that. In real time, I saw that. It's okay, we're still good. We're going to push so many pawns here, it's fine. There's nothing they can do. So embarrassing though. Oh. Rook can only go here. What's the play? What's the play? What's the play? I'm getting a phone call. Okay, we're back. Oh, it's my turn. Whoops. Where did he go? Just there. I'm going to go here. Okay, you can check me. Whoa, gotta be careful there. He can't, there's nothing he can do. I always have this square to escape to. And then this can promote in a second. That's actually going to be... Oh, no, it's not. It's not stalemate. That's checkmate too. 3, 2, 1. Hooray. Well, we fixed it. The demo update broke because mouse buttons showing up in the keybinds menu. That's an interesting one. I actually don't know what you mean. If you take a video of how you produce those problems, Davey, that would be really helpful for me. Well, we lost one, we won one. Do we go one more? And then maybe Lies of P? Let's change the category. Which chess is the chess that is the chess? Oh, it was there. Hang on. There it is. Done. All right, let's do one more. Dude, Princess Crown. We'll play that. I'll play a bit of that. Finally, I get to play as white. Who did P lie to? Geppetto? I don't know. I get to make my moves. What are you gonna do? You're gonna attack this and then try to break down my king side? What are you gonna do? Yeah, but I would prefer to do this and then just barrel up with this pawn. That doesn't scare me in the slightest. I'm actually just gonna, just push it? If you take this, yeah, that's no good, mate. I don't think you're very good. I think for now, bringing the knight into the game is better. But then I come over here and create problems for you. I am going to double my pawns if I am not careful, but I'm creating some pressure for you that way. Maybe take that, take that. That's interesting. Let's do that. I have opened this up, which is a problem, but this rook is looking at the file, so it's kind of okay. I got to take this and then push this pawn, and then I can move this here, and I'm pretty sweet, I think. He's gonna take it because he's an aggressive guy. I see him doing it. I don't think he's gonna push. Okay. That doesn't really change anything for me. I'm happy with that, right? There's no knight move that does that. So, great. Then he takes, then I take, and we're back where we were going to be anyway. Okay, we're just back where we were going to be anyway. Okay. I really wanted this knight here. If I push, I lock down his bishop diagonal. The knight does get to come in, but not that way. I think I like that. Knight comes back, pawn pushes up. I'm super solid. This queen maybe wants to come here just to try to make something happen. I push. I don't push, I defend. Then I push. Then I push. Yeah. Dude, I can read this guy's mind. Did you see that? So now what's he gonna do? He's gonna try to like come in or do something. I think he just wants some action. Otherwise, the bishop, he needs to make space for himself. He's already blocked off this. He can't do anything with this bishop. It's basically useless. Yeah, exactly. I mean, for me, I'm still gonna push this. I guess there's this, which I should be a little careful of, but the knight's covering. There's also this, which is really cool. And then that. Oh, I like that. Let's just do it because it's fun. Maybe he goes here? No. That doesn't scare me at all. The future doesn't scare me at all. Great outpost for the knight. Pawn comes in, I take. I think we're in a good spot here. I'm not really concerned about that. Although I can even do this. Forces the queen to come out even further, but that would be better if my queen was kind of ready for him. Doesn't really, I can't chase that queen. It's no big deal. I think I'm just going to shore up my position. Yeah. And then this pawn. It doesn't bother me. Just drop him back. Push the pawn. My question is, how am I going to get through here? It's becoming a bit of a blockade. So maybe I should have gone for something more complex. I think I can push this pawn maybe, and then bring the knight kind of needs to get out of the way. I need more active squares for you. Can I bounce over here, there? No. Yeah, I mean, kingside pawns for sure. I mean, we can get... I mean, that's pretty good, actually. You know, I kind of do dare. His queen is nowhere near my kingside. So I think I got some tempo there. I think that's fine. He's got such a blockade over here that he can't even defend this. There's nothing he can really do unless he like pushes this forward. But not enough, because now... he's got this situation. He's got to bring that back. Then I can jump in. I've got my file open. Is there more I can do? I could push again. If I push again, he kind of has to take. I'm not really concerned with that, but it does mean my queen gets a little harassed. I don't want to leave my knight, so I got to step back a little bit. I think it's okay. I think there's no problem there. Then he jumps in here. I push rook forward. Everything's fine. He's going to want to take this pawn, but that's okay because I take straight back and I open up this. That doesn't hurt me at all. In fact, it kind of makes it easier. I actually want my rook off this diagonal. He's gonna throw the check in to get that. That's all he can do. This is like 1200 brain. He's gonna go here, go here, go here, go here. It's here, here, here. Oh, he didn't do it. Wow, okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna take it. And then I'm gonna... What's the strategy here? I can't take it unless I move this. Here? I think I should move this knight. I don't think I need him. But where to? All right. We go here. That's no big deal. Didn't think about that. I was too fast. Ooh, that's really scary. Was not paying enough attention. Damn. Do I go again? I double up even further? Oh, it's getting a bit dangerous now. I still like my position. I think my pieces are just better placed right now. Dude. I'm so bad. But we threatened mate in 1. So that's no big deal for me. You have to push the pawn, which gives me time to save it. And even if you do, I think I get queen takes knight. So pawn's here, queen takes knight. And then bishop takes rook, knight takes pawn, And if pawn captures back its rook mate, and if not, there's nothing they can do. I think that's mate. Hey, Conrakes, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. I think we win this one. I think there's not much you can do. You could push the pawn, but it's not going to save you because there's mate in 2 at that point. That's right? He can only push the pawn. It's mate in 1 if you don't push the pawn. So you push the pawn. I take with the queen. You take with the bishop. I take with the knight. Knight threatens mate in 1. You take with the pawn. Rook delivers. Checkmate. There is this square. I think king runs away. How does that help you? Take that and then push. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Okay. Is there anything else I need to be careful of? I still take the knight. No, this gets complicated. I think I keep my rook on the board. No, but he's going to take that. Okay. Check. Oh, what the hell? Oh, hang on. No, we're still fine. If he takes, it's discover check. Or it's just check anyway. That's check. King moves forward. That's check. Mate. No, none of it's checkmate, but it's still check. Is this getting complicated? Oh, that's mate. GG. Woo. No, I just do. Hey, it's hard when you're playing. Oh, I can't see it. Let me see what was going on here. Hang on, it's this, I think. What did I have? Mate in 1. Oh, this was made in 1. How? What, this? Oh wow, that's pretty fun. I didn't see that. That's pretty sweet. So then, yeah, okay. But, oh wow, I had mate in 6 from here. This is pretty much over. 6, 5. Ooh, that was not the right move. What was the right move? 4. Oh, here? 3. 2. What the hell? Oh! No, that's 3 again. What is the move here? 1. Oh, yeah, that's pretty straightforward too. Huh. Pretty good. Oh, this was not. This was in his favor? Dead even here. Taking the knight was great. That was so smart. And I just didn't have anything here. But why would you lock off your bishop like that? Why would you do that? And then that was terrible on my part. But what did he miss? Dude, I'm losing. What is the move? That's so... Look at that swing. How unfortunate. Look at that. He's winning the game, right? He's winning. Absolutely. He forks the rooks and he loses the game. What? That sucks. That feels really bad. I feel so bad for him. Dude. That's the most natural human move. I would have made that move. Of course. Free rook, right? Nope. Threaten mate in 1. What was the move here? It's pawn, right? Nope. That still loses the game. What is the move even? What do you do? How do you stop that? Can't do anything. What is the move that's not made in 1? Oh, blocking with the bishop because you trade. Oh, that is something, huh? You block with the bishop. It's not great, but it's like the best move. Because the knight's guarding the bishop. So you go, well, screw you, I'm taking it anyway. Then they go, obviously I have to take back. And then you have to take back. This is just like the worst queen of all time. Could this be a worse queen? I'm still coming for you. So now you have to do something. There's literally nothing you can do. You're just losing. What do? You move your rook out of the way? There's nothing. Bring your queen out? That's the best thing you can do is move your queen. Like here. But I'm still coming here anyway. You have to push. Otherwise what? You can't take it. You could move here. That's going to get you killed. You push this pawn now. Maybe you do a little en passant. Invite the en passant. That's probably that's the best move he's got. You take it anyway. Now he's winning. What? That's crazy. Whoa. What did I throw away? What? You take en passant, you're losing. What? How? Rook takes. Oh, damn. You can't do anything. You can't put the knight. You can't do anything. Now all these pieces start working together again. And the game's more complicated again. Whoa, that's crazy. And there's no... The queen wants to, like, let this pawn do some stuff. Dude, you're just losing. That's insane. So that's the best move, was pushing the pawn. Still, though, I feel like... Whoa, terrible move. It's even. Dead even at this point. Okay. What is the move then? What's my response? No, I just tried that. Nope. Is it check? That'd be crazy. No, there's no check there. No, I just pushed the pawn anyway. King goes for a run. Now you got mate in 10. No, we're just 10 points up, sorry. Crazy. Oh, because I win the queen. Oh. See ya. What a fun game. What a fun game that was. We were doing game dev. We're just chilling now. Actually, should we do a little bit more of doing some Insignia dev? Dude, stuff like that. Like, how could I ever get good enough to understand the game at that level? That was crazy. We had our alpha test Davy Jones issue. Let's have a look at what went wrong. So you rebind that to the mouse key, and I think that makes it invisible or just does nothing. Let's go back. So problem, to tab across the journal, the game currently uses ration target keybinds. These would be equivalent to the bumpers. This is all good with the default bindings, but because the gameplay keys and hotkeys are one and the same, if I rebind my ideal keyboard mouse setup, I'm forced to tab and right click as secondary UI tabbing movement, which sucks. Yep. That's my decision though. For me, solution, simple answer for my specific problem is to let me rebind these to just be mouse scroll wheel across the... That is nice. Scrolling is nice, but it's also not... Nah. We'll see. I have the ability to rebind these keys separately. Secondary UI left, secondary UI right. We'll see. But anyway, this is me trying to rebind keys to left click or right click. Are they broken or are the labels not working? It's just the label, as far as I can tell. I think it's just not showing that this is saying mouse button 1, but it is mouse button 1. Dude, I gotta calm down. I'm sweating. And I smell. I'll be right back. That was... Chess does that to me. This is dress smell. It's no good. One sec. Whew. All right. So this is actually key. Wait, first of all, fixes scene add to build, add scene to build operations across the project to avoid double additions. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is we want this to show the labels correctly. So it's key bind UI, and then it's display. And then this is going to return this no matter what, which is the problem. So if you got something, you can bind it there. Now, click this, click that. I think it works still. I think it's just the label. And in the short term, I might just make that a bit wider. Oh. $126 should be okay. Cool. So let me try some other stuff. I think it still works just fine. I think it's just the visual that was broken. I'm happy to do a quick patch anyway. How is everyone today? So are we going to play Princess Crown? Is that what we're going to do? That's a Dreamcast game? Princess Crown is a Sega... What is that? Is it a Sega Saturn game? For the Sega Saturn. how much are you focusing on playing games similar to Insignia? Do you play a lot outside of the stream? I actually don't play that many Metroidvanias at all. I really don't. And I don't play that many games like Insignia, other than like Souls games, but Insignia is not really a Souls game. Honestly, at this point, like, there are games that I have played that I have very strong memories of that I just use as a reference in my mind, like for certain things. But I think I'm kind of at a place where Insignia is so fleshed out that solving its problems is not that, it's not that easy to solve its problems using other games. Not to say that it's not useful, it's still really useful, but yeah, it just depends on what it is. Like, I'm not playing Owlboy at the moment, or like Iconoclasts. Those are big references. There are things that I'm reminded of. When I play other games, I am influenced. Like, I played Mina the Hollower a couple months ago when that came out, and there were things about it that sort of influenced me, but they weren't things that, it's not like, oh, I should use this mechanic. It's more like, how does enemy reskinning affect, like, in a non-linear game, how does hard locking the enemy difficulty by where they are and using reskins to do that with palette swaps, how does that affect the play experience if the player can accidentally run into the hard version of an enemy before running into the easy version? Like, stuff like that. Also, like, certain things about like pixel perfect pixel art, it's more just like I get a little bit influenced, but not like I discover something that I've never seen before. It's more like, oh, I suppose they get away with that. Maybe I don't have to work so hard on this specific feature. It's like that, little like adjustments. And I try to pick up that stuff from any game that I play, not just games in the genre. Like, anything I play, I try to draw parallels where I can anyway. So, yeah. But it's hard unless you're doing like a very specific genre game. Like, Insignia is not really Metroidvania in the sense that like Dark Souls is closer to Castlevania Symphony of the Night than Insignia is, which is less about the 2D perspective or anything and more about the feel of the game, like how you introduce the world and the characters, how much story there is, the relationship to space and enemy difficulty. That's all way more Dark Souls-y and more Castlevania-y than Insignia is. For Insignia, it's more like I look at Kirby, or I look at Smash Brothers, or I look at honestly, like recently for Insignia, one of the things, like in the shower just now before my stream, I had a thought that right now we could afford to be using more environmental interactions in combat. So this was like literally something that just my brain digested while I was, just from something that happened while I was on stream like 2 days ago. It just came back and got redigested. I have these, did that just finish? No. I have these like pulley systems that are like, you can attack downwards onto them and then they like launch you up into the air. And I was like, maybe I should have more of those that let you attack enemies with them. Like, because I use the word swashbuckling to market the game, swashbuckling combat usually involves puzzles and being clever. And the idea of using environmental hazards to hurt enemies, that has it's very easy to demonstrate cleverness that way. You know, you slash the rope on the wall, the chandelier comes down and splats the guy on the head. Stuff like that it's quite intuitive to look at and easy to develop because it's additive. It's not It doesn't require you to shuffle things around in how the game works. It's just like a fun interaction that you add to the game. And so I was thinking about, if I add team members to the game, to the project, environmental things like that might be easy for them to implement and me to delegate, because they're quite modular and detached from the rest of the game's systems. And I was thinking about Pirates of the Caribbean when I thought about that. So I don't know if that's like it's an inspiration. And there were no game things that made me think that. That was just like me thinking about. Do you know what though? Do you know what? If I'm being super honest, if I had to connect it to another dot, I've been playing Half-Life with my wife the last few nights. Half-Life with my wife the last few nights. And because I wanted to show her, we watched the Backrooms, and I was like, you have to play Half-Life. If you like the Backrooms, you have to. Because Half-Life, Gary's Mod, Portal, that's even like Mirror's Edge. Like, that's what this is coming from. So I was like, we're going to play Half-Life. So I installed it and we were playing it. And there is a lot of environmental. Well, that's it. We were playing the Stanley Parable. And she was like, this is so Backrooms. And I'm like, no. This is so Half-Life. This is such a Valve game. We were playing Stanley Parable. Maybe we watched Backrooms after we played the Stanley Parable. And then Half-Life. But anyway. Oh, wow. Gimoti. Thank you so much. That's really kind. Listen to that. I gotta screenshot that. Holy. That is one of the nicest things anyone said about the game. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. That's the thing that I get most scared about, is like whether it'll resonate with people. Oh my goodness. What a nice thing to say. Thank you so much. Thank you. I've put a lot of heart into this game. My biggest fear is that you can't feel it. So if you can feel it, that's amazing. Let me just check that I can make this little quick patch. If I do that, what happens? It's too late. I've already done it. What happens if I upload the same folder? Oh, I didn't want to do that actually. Damn it. I made a mistake. Do not ship. Try again. What happens if I upload different content to the same Steam build ID? Each time you upload, Steam generates a brand new globally incrementing build ID. I'm just gonna have to look it up, see what happens. Steamworks. One sec. Sorry, I needed to see if I could do this. Ah, that's annoying. Okay, I have to literally do that. And then they're going to send me a text, and then I got to do some stuff. Nope, different number. Okay. Okay, that should be live now. And then if I go to my installed files, browse them, quit Steam, and then open Steam, just need to make sure that it's not going to do the thing that I'm concerned about. And then we're good to go. Okay. The difficulty curve. Is this like Git? Steam has a thing that's kind of, it's not really Git, it's just like where the games live. And it does its own diff. It figures out like the difference between the what's on the files. So yes, that's good. Okay, the current build is good. All right, sweet. Let me make sure that's all closed. I'm just going to call that a hotfix. Okay. Anything open that I can't let you see? Yes. Okay, now we can go. It did totally resonate. Every single moment of the game bleeds passion. Thank you so much. Engaging, dialogue's fun to read, art's gorgeous. Dude, thank you. The difficulty curve, yeah, I've worked so hard on that. And I know I've got like insecurities about the first chapter. I think the start feels... Oh, Davey. What the hell? Okay, all right. Just careful now. You guys are... The head is going to inflate. All right, let's do some stuff. You're making me feel weird things. You don't know... You guys don't know how much I have planned for this game. If you think chapter 1 is good, like I'm so excited for the rest of the game for you, because I think it's going to be really good. Like, assuming I can pull it off, like some of the stuff that, like my wife and I, we're watching like Jujutsu Kaisen, and we're both like, man, I can't get on with this story. We're not enjoying the story because there are things in it that are just not clicking. It's just like not enough. The pacing's not great, all this and that. But actually, like, I look at Jujutsu Kaisen and I look at Insignia and I'm like, I don't have that problem. Like that's gonna pay off. There's gonna be enough drive. It's gonna work. As long as I just execute on the production correctly, I think like the story is solid. I think it's pretty good, and I think it's gonna land. The biggest concerns I have right now are actually just like, can I make the ability templates, the abilities, is there enough juice in the combat system to keep making that feel fresh? And I think there is. I think it's more about execution than core ideas, but there's like a specific sort of late game feeling that if I can nail it, then I think like it's going to be totally worth it. And the thing that I want to nail is you're in chapter 4 or chapter 5. You're in the last section of the game and you backtrack to an area that you have been to before, but that you couldn't interact with because you didn't have an ability. And there's something that you realize you can do with an ability that you've had for a little while, but using it in a way that's different to achieve a problem or to solve a problem that you didn't realize you could solve. That like penny drop puzzle solve moment, both in a level context and an enemy context. If I can deliver that consistently in the back third of this game, or even the middle third to the back third, then I'm super proud. I don't think it needs that to be a decent game, but I think if it can do that, it's going to be a great game. The like, oh, I have this ability that lets me do that. Now I can do this against this enemy. You know, like this stuff, just getting the timing right and fighting an enemy, and that's cool. But if I can work the combat, the ensign system into that, Then I think we're golden. Out of curiosity, being a software engineer outside of game dev myself, how does AI impact your workflow? I try to use it sparingly. Mostly I use it as Google. I like the autocomplete tab stuff, and sometimes I get it to just help me out if I'm trying to build something functional that's just really difficult to do with like back-end aspects of the game, stuff that's not player facing. But I don't really use agents. Okay, I've got some pep in my step. We got half an hour. Shall we do something cool? I wanted to design something, a background maybe. What did I want to do? We've got a couple of things we can do. We could do backgrounds. We could do, you know what? I just want to do some enemy designs right now. I just have a feeling. So, for example, this is where this work needs to be done right after I send these pictures. This is what I'm working on right after this. So, if I have this ability, right, where I can pull enemies towards me. Oh, that was no good. Oh, dude, that should have worked. What the hell? Try that again. There we go. So, this move here, this one, there needs to be an enemy who I can barely interact with unless I use this move against him. And then another enemy that has this move somewhere else in the room. And this move pulls, like say he's got a shield, this move breaks the shield, pulls the shield off him, right? That idea of like, you have to use this move to solve that problem, or at least makes it way, way, way easier. You know, maybe he's like, yeah, he drops the shield. Exactly. This like, maybe like for at least 2 enemies in the game and for every ability. So literally like 32 interactions where that is the way that you solve that. Where it's like, you have to use an ability to solve this problem. And it's quite an intuitive problem. You could do something like that. There's a few, you know what? I'm going to write that down. Oh, I've got so much passion right now. You said such a nice thing to me, and now I'm excited. Each ensign does have a different sound effect. That's right. since 2017. I also love this. I don't have these yet. I need like an enemy. Oh, this was something that I saw in Mina the Hollower that I'd love to do. It's an enemy that has a lot of money that runs away from you that you need to deal with before they get away. Like the crystal lizards. Yeah. There's also the priest in the back. I love this archetype. Got to get that in the game. We actually have a guy that we've started working on. This guy. Shaman. But I think I want it to be... We'll work on that. We'll work on that. Maybe he can spawn little frogs. There's so many ideas, dude. I'm full to the brim. Because that is this guy. Yeah, we could definitely do Martin with money. Actually, do you know what? I want to write these down and see enemies. But then And then I had another version of this where it's it becomes Guitar Hero. So this replaces the current crow stuff, because the crow stuff's about parrying, but it didn't make much sense previously because I have this quest that's like, it's one of the first quests in the game, and it was something that I loved from the Tombi game, Tomba, depending on which region you're in, where it's like you have to parry and there's arrows coming down from the watchtower and you parry them and you can hit this thing and he drops a red health orb that gives you max health up. And the crows were just taking the arrows, dropping them down this bird's nest, which was dropping them down into the watchtower, which Wilhelm was parrying them down here. So it was like a cycle of arrows, which is kind of is neat, but actually I think it would be better if the crows themselves are the projectile and they're mugging you. They're like stealing stuff from you. So that's why you go to the top of the watchtower to like get your stuff back. And the first time you fight one, maybe I have like scarecrows. That was the idea. Crows sit on scarecrow. If you pass by, they initiate the dive bomb. So they don't spawn from anywhere. They're literally sitting on the scarecrow. I reuse the same mechanic, but I can do like 1, 2, or 3. So I can reuse the scarecrow at that point. Maybe what I'll do is have them go when you get too close, fly up off screen, and then come from one side. From in front of you, I guess. So they go, and then they go, and then they sort of fly back to the beginning. Or they just, if they steal something, they're just gone. I love this idea. Okay. Frog and Shaman. What's his deal? Frog and Shaman is either A, summons frog spawn, which becomes little evil baby frogs. Ooh. I like that. Well, he would just be standing there doing the thing. He would just have his little thing that he does. But he could be protecting others. So if there's like one of these guys. Dude, one of these days, this game's going to be pretty much finished. I'm going to have met my quota for enemies. And then I'm going to be like, oh no, I had so many ideas. I'm not going to actually be able to finish making all of the game. Well, exploring all the ideas that I have. Actually, this guy does not look like that anymore. Which is kind of... I kind of liked what he did look like before. Looks like this now. What? Oh, okay, it's in Froggen too. Yo, thanks for the sub. I think they were like a little too big before. Cool. Hey, Pixelsism. It's going well. Okay, let's keep going. There is another chapter 4 Dueling enemy. Okay, let's think about this enemy. Has 2 ensigns. Maybe what have I got? I've got oh, where'd my barbarian go? Excuse me? There you are. Okay. So begin the player. Would you make the enemy AI moves tied to each other so that there's no like weird unpredictable overlap? I've already kind of solved this. Like, usually I give them, I mean, it's hard to explain, but your question was, would you make the enemy's AI moves tied to each other? There are sequences. Like this guy always hits in 3 and he always picks one of like 4 attack sequences. So like 1, 2, that one ended with above. Then he's got 1, up, under. So he's got like a few random sequences he picks through. He does have other things he can do, rarely. If you pressure him too hard, he'll push past you like that. If you put him in a corner. If you get way too close, he tries to create distance. Oh, you mean multiple enemies? Sorry. There's when I say duel, it's with an E, not with an A. Duel with an A means 2 people. Duel with an E means fighting one-on-one. That's really annoying, isn't it? The words are so similar, but they are. Yeah. Duel, not duel. So like these enemies are like single hit, or like they do one thing. They're not fights that where you encounter, like, you know, you don't duel the snake, you just attack the snake till it's dead. Whereas the marten, you duel it. Okay. We also have the dusts and the book moths. That's a lot when you look at it like that. And the hedgehog. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It shouldn't be 10 per chapter. I'll definitely take the Hunden out because he's like across the whole game. I'll definitely take, I think the Barbarian and the Langson are also not like chapter 1 specific enemies. All 3 of these you'll see in other parts of the game. These ones I think will mostly be chapter 1. What engine? Unity. So right now we've got mole, mace, slam shell, wall gecko. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we need like a few more in chapter 3. In chapter 2. I think we need a small type enemy. Like, small enemy that floats towards you. Like a small airborne enemy. I do have the berries, the bomb berries. I don't know if we'll keep that. I actually have a lot of chapter 2 enemies that aren't in this list at all, and I don't know if I'll keep them. So like badger, yeah, bombberry, froggen, gecko, hoggen knight. The lizard is in here. The mole, slamshell. I think the bombberry's a fun one. You want to see what the bombberry does? I need to be able to make sure I can access this thing. It's been a while. They're peaceful, but if you attack, oh, I don't have a weapon. If you use aggressive, what? Still no weapon? Hello? There we go. If you use combat around them, they become landmines. It was going to be this weird tree that drops them. I'm not sure if I still care about that. I have this like, we'll see. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about it. What else we got? The knight, froggen knight. He's fun. He doesn't exist anymore in the same spot. Where did I put him? This, nope. Oh, I moved that whole level away? Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, he's not there anymore. So there was a, let's go to like enemy scratch pad. Turn you off. Oh, I was working on enemy puppeting for playtesting the animation speed versus the enemy speed. We've also got this follow behavior for reasons. Pretty cool. So if I turn them off and bring the Hoggen Knight in, this guy, oh, that's interesting. Whoa, 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 whoa. Happened then. Oh, he's got stuff broken on him already. Is it even worth fixing? He has this charge. He has, okay, you can use that a lot. He can tire out. He gets tired after a while. He also has the big swing like that. Jeez, he's really using the charge a lot. Okay. The idea was this enemy pressures themselves. Like, you can't pressure them, but they get pressured just by using abilities. That wasn't quite right, though. I don't know why he's not working correctly. We can have a look at his logic. Let's have a look at the state tree for him. Oof. Okay, we just got really unlucky. Why does that break? Is it because he doesn't have a hurt state? That might actually be it. Stun. Hoggen Knight. Oh, geez. That's really old. Yeah. I'll fix that. Hang on. Oh, dude. This is so poorly structured. Okay, let's fix it. Before we do that, anything we can commit? Nope. Okay. Behaviors. Engage. Passive. Okay. So basic attack goes on engage for now. Second basic attack goes on engage. I don't know what this curve behavior state is. Lunge goes on engage. Okay, and then we're going to bring in a stun module. And use that as his stun. Because it's a lot easier to handle. Then we're going to go to his tumble, knockdown. There is a Hoggen Knight knockdown. What does that look like? Nothing. Okay. Well, let's ignore all these. I don't know about this air control. That doesn't need to be here. I don't like curve behavior state. I don't know what that is. Tired is an engage behavior. Footsies and the footsies walk and footsies idle. So this needs to go inside of engage as a sub thing called footsies. Then we can go footsies, walk, idle. And then patrol is another behavior that goes inside of passive. Patrol goes onto patrol. Walk goes onto patrol. Do I have another idle? I don't, so I'll have to make one. Character stun, that can go away. Don't need spirit state. Everything else is good. Okay. Animator should go on the sprite. I can stay there. Okay, a lot of stuff just would have broken right now, so we have to fix it all. Scanline death is there. Patrol goes there. I don't know why we would have air control, so let's get rid of that. See you later. Good. That's all fine. That's all fine. Yep. That looks good. Okay. And then on our passive behaviors, we have Let's make this 0, 0, please. We have patrol, which has this here. And it looks like our idle, which we use on the footsies, is just shared. So we're going to take this patrol, take the idle in footsies and put it right here. And then we're going to say patrol has an idle, which is there. Engage has footsies, which has an idle, which is there. And a separate walk, which is here. And then we had some attacks, which I'd like to just separate onto their own thing. And then Hogan Knight Engage goes on Engage. And then Hogan has Engage. No. No. This needs to be... Freeze. Cool. Yo, Cozy Build, thanks for the follow. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use this enemy. The Wolverine Barbarian has kind of replaced him, but maybe I can do something with him. Okay. So that's your idle. This is your passive, which has the patrol, which has the walk on it. Great. That's your engage. Engage needs a few attacks. So we've got tired goes here. Footsies goes here. We have a poke and a heavy attack. I don't know about that. So maybe we go lunge. Poke. Heavy. That's heavy. Okay. So now we can go poke, heavy. Oh, I see. I threw that out. Oh, that's annoying. The back step. That was easy enough. Okay. And then we don't need that spirit. Yeah. Hey, Cozy Build. Oh, thanks. So now this update goes away. And then I think after every attack count goes up. And then we do what is this called? Is it I should be able to get the total amount of pressure. Get max. I think this was more verbose. Any tips? Hi, I've recently started learning Unity game dev where I'm trying to build a basic trading card game. Somehow I can't get the card images and the label fonts on them to appear sharp when scaled down. For example, like in hand. Any tips? That's mostly resolution, and then the font stuff is about filtering. So like bilinear filter. I think like as long as your game, like some of that's just practical, you know, like you have so many pixels to work with, and that's life. Hey, Cozy Build, thanks for the sub. You know, if your cards are like this big and you've only got like 1080 pixels tall, like it's just hard to read the text. Some of that's just like UX. But yeah, filtering for textures and for fonts is important. You can look up nearest neighbor versus bilinear versus trilinear filtering. Okay, so this guy here is going to apply pressure. That's going to work. He does have a life bar now, which now has a pressure component. And his pressure component, his stance is stand. His default is broken. Stagger duration 4 seconds. That looks right. Okay. I don't think he'll work. I can't imagine he will. But we can hope. Save him. Wow, he actually does work. Much better. But he's a B. Okay. And then what happens here? What happened there? Yo, thanks for the sub. Knockdown.getup. Because he doesn't have a getup. So his stun has a knockdown. His getup is hog and idle. Okay. So his natural state should not be hurt, it should be defend. So he's just gonna guard us unless he's pressure broken. Cool. C#. Okay. So that actually, insanely, that worked. His poise needs to be way higher though. His base poise should be like 200. Like he's just a beast, this guy. You just can't, there's nothing you can do to like stop him from. There you go. Okay, let's take away the B thing. He could just be... his knockdown animation's pretty good, actually. We can use that. Oh, he already has a knockdown animation. But is it tired? Yeah, use that. What is his knockdown? It just looks normal. Okay. Hi, James Batak. Try again. I gotta go soon, chat. Really sorry. Oh yeah, I forgot about that ability. This game is made in C#. So this gem is missing the ability that it's assigned to. So usually it's the gem, and then it's got ability manager. That should usually live on. Okay, it's there. So the behavior state for this guy is lunge. Sweet. And then actually we could do effect trails instead of ghost trails. So it's fire. Oh God. I'm using VS Code. Teleports behind you. Oh, I don't have it. Okay, cool. Well, that's him for now. That's all he can do. Updates. Updates. Hagen Knight. To conform to new enemy standards. Cool. All right. What else? I think we gotta go. That was a fun little thing to work on. For those of you who are just tuning in, I have to acknowledge, we have 135 viewers right now on YouTube. That is the most we've ever had in any stream on the main channel or on the side channel. I want to say welcome to everybody who's watching on YouTube right now. You are competing with the Twitch audience. Welcome to the stream. I am Adam. I work on this game called Insignia. If you don't know me already, I also have a YouTube channel where I do pixel art tutorials and stuff. At the moment, I'm working on this game called Insignia, which I've been working on for many years. But we're looking to get some publisher funding very soon and go into full production. This was my solo baby project, and now I'm like the director of this game. So we have a playtest that's available on Steam right now. I'm collecting wish lists. If you are interested, you should definitely wishlist the game. If you like this kind of game, you should definitely support it. I mean, it's not every day you see like a from the heart, handcrafted, handmade game these days. So if you want to support games made by human beings, and especially with a pixel art aesthetic in a lovely fantasy environment, like with a really innovative combat system too. I mean, what else could you want? There's a crafting system. There's like a really cool like equipment, slot system, like Elden Ring talismans crossed with like Resident Evil item inventory management. Special abilities that do really cool platforming stuff. We can show you in a sec. Check this out. Skip that. So, crazy platforming stuff. You can steal enemy abilities. Use them to get across gaps and climb up walls and all kinds of stuff. Yo, thanks for the follow. Check this out. Pretty cool, huh? That's my game. Also working on a whole bunch of new abilities at the moment too, so check some of this stuff out. We got this. Oh, hang on. This dive. We got a pull. Now that's sick. You gotta follow with that. We hit the pull into the launch, into the dive. And that's all hand-drawn stuff. So, animated by yours truly. Lots of interesting enemies and abilities coming. Cool puzzle stuff. And the game is huge. This is the current world map. Check it out. This takes 2.5 hours to play, this first chapter. At least it takes my brother 2.5 hours to play it. He knows the game. Then there's like chapter 2, same thing. Chapter 3, same thing. Chapter 4, same thing. What's my Twitch? It should be in the description. But it's at Adam C. Eunice. Yeah. Check us out. So, how do I stay motivated? Passion. Not passion. A little bit of discipline, passion. Sustained interest, actually. There's always something to do, and I love doing it, so I just keep doing it, you know? Okay. Obviously, also, like, I didn't really mention this, but, like, it's got an awesome story, too. Thanks, Mikari. So, you know... Oh, you can play instruments in the game? Like I said, full story. Lots of side quests. Check this out. Whoop. Wing. Mark a new location on the map. Okay, I gotta go. Thanks, everyone. I can't believe so many people are watching on YouTube. I'm chuffed. You're actually going to overtake the Twitch soon. There is an Insignia theme. There's been an Insignia theme since 2017. It's the theme that plays when you're running around in this part of the overworld. Okay. Let's raid Erst. German, but can let the code tell the story, say hi. They seem like they can speak English, so Erst. Thanks, everyone. I had a lot of fun. Hope you did too. I'll catch you on Monday. Look forward to more stuff on YouTube coming soon. That's the stream. As always, I've been Adam. You've been the Pixel Pals. This has been the Indie Tales Game Dev live stream. Until next time.